What's up, everybody? This is the first ever Smark City live review of Raw or SmackDown. I'm Alex. I'm here. I'm kind of leading the charge here with our boy Drew. Say hi, Drew.
Hello, hello.
And Chris or Zent or whatever the hell you want to call him. I'm sure he won't get too offended.
I'll even accept asshole as long as I know you're talking about me.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna try to keep this fairly short and just talk about the main points of Raw because it's already been 3 hours. Let's not make it too much more. But what the fuck was that ending? Anyone got an answer for me?
Uh,
Well, could
I think,
you please explain to the people what happened, at least on the WWE
Oh,
Network?
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Nobody knew to even go to the WWE Network?
It was just apparently on, and they didn't even advertise it. So, um, yeah, as Raw ended, Stephanie McMahon was like, "Oh yeah, Rollins champion, yay!" So then they go to the network, and they're still arguing, and then Shane says Dean's the champion, and then they go to a replay, an instant replay for the ref. The ref is like, both shoulders were down, so we're gonna call it a draw, which means Ambrose is still the champion. So that's essentially what the result is Dean is still the champion. But then Rollins gets pissed, knocks him down, takes the title, is about to walk away, and then goes back to the ring to hit him with the title, and Dean ducks it for dirty deeds and stands tall with the belt. So Dean is the champion, I think. I guess this is the. I guess what this is a way to split the title again, so that we both get a title because we both were champions, and
I don't think that at all.
I don't know what else it could be because it was
I
just.
think it's just a crappy version of Stephanie and Shane fighting each other without fighting each other.
Oh my god. The thing
I
for
think
me,
that's I think that's as bad and infantile as that storyline is,
maybe.
because at least when these two did it at uh, the ladder match when it came down to them falling and who had the stronger grip, like at least we had a real winner there.
Yeah, yeah,
As
yeah.
opposed to this, where it's like, wait and see who wins.
How many controversial finishes can we have for Rollins and Ambrose? By the way, like we've had what four, three or four, something like that over the past however long they fought. I feel like they could have done this well, but they needed the right crowd for it, and they didn't have the right crowd for it. So I don't know.
It kind of seems like you can't do much of anything at the third hour of Raw
I
for
mean,
any crowd to pop truly, you know?
I feel like they can because they've done it before, but it's very, very rare. So if you're booking something like this, you can't rely on that because you probably won't get it. You know,
Yeah.
that's I don't know. That was interesting. What did y'all think of the match in general?
I haven't finished watching it. Um, no, seriously, like I wasn't really all that invested because I really didn't think Dean was going to lose. I'm surprised that there wasn't interference in this in some way. Uh, so I don't know. It's just kind of weird that there's no definitive winner,
Yeah,
which is
I
what it felt like would happen as I was watching it.
I don't know what to say, man. That
It
was
was, I think it was pretty much the best conclusion because people wanted both of them to win. You know, like there wasn't ever, it wasn't a definite this person needs to lose situation.
I,
So
I guess like I can understand and I can get behind the thought that they both should have some kind of technical win, but I don't think it was well executed. I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy the
oh
match
no,
because I felt
it
like
was terrible.
I mean it was an okay match, but it wasn't anything special. And I don't know. I was welcome to Raw, I guess. I don't know.
And the
But
worst
hey, I get the cruiserweight, so I'm cool.
Shut the fuck up. That's not. We'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead, Zent.
Yeah, the worst part about it is there's still really no reason to have Roman Reigns as part of the triple threat at the next pay-per-view.
I don't get it.
And
That
this
was
match
so
did
crazy.
nothing to help that.
That's what was so crazy to me was that like the whole build up this whole like month has been Rollins just talking smack on Reigns for being, you know, taking something illegal, and basically Ambrose was acting as the come on, like stop, I'm here, fight me, he'll be back. You know what I mean? But it was mainly Rollins dishing on Reigns. But now we've switched the story to where it's just Ambrose and Rollins with their controversy. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Reigns fits in at all anymore.
Hell of an ending.
I mean, I'm speechless, and it feels like there's an awkward pause there. But I mean, that's kind of what it was. So I don't know.
You're supposed to build to something at the end of the show, and this built to
Just
the
confusion.
show.
Well, yeah, I mean, like everyone's watching because of the draft tomorrow, but I guess the whole purpose of this was to imply tune in tomorrow so you can see how we sort this out. But like,
But then go live to the WWE network and not tell anybody.
yeah, and I think part of that is just that they're so they're so scatterbrained with the communication to the audience. I've never thought Cole's been good with people talking to him because he clearly can't handle it, and it's not a knock on him. It's apparently chaos backstage, so you know, and JBL's not going to help, and Byron, I feel like, is just there to say meaningless things, just to have a third mouth, you know. So I don't know. They don't storytell well, man. They don't storytell well on Raw. I don't like it, and this was an example. I don't know what the fuck this was.
All
Uh,
right.
Enjoy that
yeah,
silence.
there's nothing I can really say. They
Yeah.
just did a crappy job with
So
this close.
I guess what we can do is just ignore it for now and talk about the fun part, which was we have our two commissioners with Stephanie and Shane running Raw and SmackDown respectively. But now we have the GMs. We have Mick Foley on Raw with Stephanie. And we have Daniel Bryan on SmackDown with Shane O'Mac. What do y'all think of those two picks?
I was legitimately surprised that Mick Foley was picked to be the GM because it did not. It seemed like it was going away from that being a surprise because everyone thought it was going to be Bischoff and Bryan. Bryan, everyone knew it was going to be Bryan for SmackDown, but everyone thought it was going to be Bischoff. Some people thought it was going to be Paul Heyman, but that kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't expect that at all. So, how's he going to do? I don't really know. I kind of feel like it's a bit for nostalgia more than anything else. But, I mean, hey, we'll see. But I was legitimately surprised, and I'm interested.
All right. What about you, Zent?
I thought Mick Foley, who was kind of an odd choice coming from Stephanie McMahon, uh, and just an odd choice in general, considering how outspoken of a critic he's been of the company over the last year or two.
Yeah.
Well, remember he has that wonderful, wonderful family documentary of his, Holy Foley, on the WWE Network this summer.
Right.
That's my opinion of the reality stuff on the network. I don't care for reality television.
But if you go back to the Authority storyline with Daniel Bryan, they wanted him to look like a company man. And here Stephanie McMahon is hiring a homeless Santa Claus.
I mean, for me, I get it.
There's
Like,
a red herring
Well,
there.
for that though, you really need to remember that they don't care about continuity at all.
they don't. I think one of the big things we need to talk about too is just the fact that, like, I mean, it makes sense when you talk about how he's kind of been independent from the company and not towing the company line, but at the same time, like, they don't care story-wise about that stuff. What they care about is he's a Monday Night Wars throwback. He's a babyface to balance out Stephanie. He is, a call to the more, I wouldn't say smarky crowd, but to the more, the older crowd, I guess would be the way to say it. So if they're doing a Raw to where it's mainly for a kids show, having Foley there, I mean, I guess in theory helps to attract older audience. But I mean, I get it. I like the pick. I just I don't know. It's definitely not the names you were hearing thrown out for a while.
You know what else it does too? It kind of skewers that heel face alignment of the authority yet again. And I don't understand why they do this all the time. You know, even in the beginning promo before they announced the GM, Stephanie was talking about how lady balls are more, you know, they're stronger, and
Bigger.
something that she's done
just an
all the
idiot.
time.
She's just an idiot. I don't know, man. They don't do. You're totally right. They've jumped face heel so much, and it's just seamless. They just are. I think it's one of those things like you heard in the past where WWE wants to get away from the strict face heel and work in the gray areas. Well, the gray areas isn't being schizophrenic, you know. It's being deeper than just completely good or completely bad, and acting consistently. And there's no consistency ever when it comes to Stephanie or Triple H or anyone authority related. Even Seth Rollins has been all over the place lately because they've wanted him like they wanted him to get the cheers because yay he's back, but then also boo because he's talking smack on Roman Reigns, and it's just like it doesn't make sense. And even he was inconsistent, so I don't know. It's just I feel like people, and this is I have no basis for this, but it feels like people hear Vince say something and they're like, Vince wants this, Vince wants Roman to be cheered or whatever. So they go to Seth and say, you need to really emphasize this. So then he emphasizes it for one show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's kind of how it goes instead of anything consistent. And I feel like it stems from one person being in control when it needs to be. You all have your own characters. You're all in control of your own characters. Don't be dumb. You know? I don't know. So what about Daniel Bryan? You like that pick?
I think it makes a lot of sense. They want to launch a brand new product, so why not do it with a face that a lot of people still have a lot of love for?
I think so too. Why did they put the cruiserweight on the opposite show as Daniel Bryan?
Not a clue.
I guess because they want us to watch both, but
I guess because they kind of wanted to make me a little happy.
I guess. But like, if I weren't doing these reviews afterwards, I would just not watch Raw at this point. Like, I don't think I need 3 hours of wrestling on Mondays. You know, um, I would just stick with SmackDown and NXT and pay-per-views. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Shane and Daniel seem to really be a great dynamic. They seem to be connected. But I'm also hesitant because if the cruiserweights are over on one show, um, obviously they're going to pick cruiserweights for that show. So is there going to be an absence of cruiserweight type guys on SmackDown? Like I'm not sure what's going to go on there, and I feel like I feel like I need to temper my expectations because I feel like they're going to try to put some of the people I love on each show instead of just giving me one show that I want to watch, which is shitty.
Well, I mean, but that could be a good thing, technically. I mean, what if they actually do better on SmackDown, on Raw, and then you'd be like, oh, you know what? Okay,
That's
I want
true.
to tune in.
That is a good point. If they do
Right.
better from that, then I get it. But it's one of those things where, like, I have this idea for SmackDown, and I'm like, yay! Well, like we went over in draft podcast yesterday, where it could be this certain way, and I'm like, oh, this would be fun, and it's not going to be anything like what I have in mind. I feel like, and I just need to get my expectations out of the window for tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm just going to be disappointed.
Oh, so you'll get those expectations ready for when Golden Truth gets drafted to SmackDown.
Ew. I don't want them, Sam. I don't want. I need a rhyme for fuck. Whatever. I didn't have time to think. Shut up. I want. I'll take Golden Truth as long as I get Breezango too.
Well, you can have whoever you want because Finn Balor is not getting drafted.
Shut the fuck up. You sent me that text, and I'm just like, why are you texting me out of the blue today? just to hate on Finn. You're the worst.
Because we love
You're the
screwing
worst
around.
person. You're the worst person, and I hate you.
We love
Hey, I have
screwing.
not made a single joke
Finn
about
Balor.
his lack of character yet.
Because he does that. There is no. Oh. Anyway,
So, for anyone who wasn't maybe checking our Twitter account, I put a poll up. What brand do you want to
So
see
dumb.
Golden Truth on?
you're so dumb.
Right now, with 15 votes,
First
7%
off, say
SmackDown, 40% SmackDown, 53% with winning, not Raw. So far, Golden Truth is going on SmackDown.
But you notice that they say not Raw. They don't necessarily say SmackDown either. So
Where else are they going?
not SmackDown and not Raw. go to
Superstars.
Superstars. Yeah,
That's not one of
exactly.
the options, I'm sorry.
But yes, it is. It implies that not Raw implies anywhere other than Raw. So it could be, in theory.
Blackout matches.
I
Yeah.
know that you need to just say that to make yourself feel a little bit better and think that you have an upper hand, but it just doesn't work that way, I'm sorry.
What the what?
Okay, hold on. We were going to talk about something else tonight, too.
Okay. The other one was the Colossal Tag Match. Was that too many people?
No, because I can't remember having that much fun listening to wrestlers talk and not wrestle.
I know, it was really great.
John Cena entertained the shit out of me for once with his mouth.
I like Cena
Can't
just
stand
fine.
it.
It's just, you know, when he gets in a certain mode, it's like, okay, Cena, stop. But when he's talking with new guys, and it's not just Cena's the top draw of the card or the top draw of the show, where he's obviously going to go over this new dude. Like it's more engaging and more fun.
Well, the best part was Enzo was saying whatever he was saying, and John Cena's in the corner just dying.
I know it. It was great. Well, the thing is, because he loves Enzo and Cass. Like he's loved them since NXT back in 2013, I think, when he actually helped them debut. And I think the story there too is he basically, like, they weren't supposed to be on the show, and he just said, "Yo, come on out, like now, because I'm doing a thing with Damien Sandow, and I want you out here." And yeah, it's cool because, you know, he's got two guys he wants to see becoming a thing, and he's doing what he can to help them. So, you know, I think that's what most people want from Cena, and he's doing it.
Yeah, but then you look at the club, and their no-nonsense attitude but still telling jokes was like really weird but incredibly refreshing.
It was different. They came in from a different angle. It was cool.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you can say whatever you want. It's not going to faze us. It's beat up John Cena month.
Exactly. Drew, what did you think, man?
I pretty much agree with everything you guys are saying. I went into it thinking this was going to be your typical John Cena before a pay-per-view promo, just selling the pay-per-view and being a moron. And then Enzo and Cass come out, and then the club come out, and then New Day come out. And I really thought that it was a good thing that they did not have the Wyatts cut a promo.
Oh yeah,
I don't
remember
think
you
that was
sending that tweet.
necessary.
I remember you sending that tweet. It was a good point. I still
They
think
should not have cut a promo. They didn't cut a promo. That takes away from, you know, it keeps the New Day not joking on them. They need to be a serious tag team, or for now, until they get split up.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I am really disappointed in the way this New Day Wyatt feud has gone, because it was so intriguing for 2.5 weeks, and then Compound last week, and then this week there was no story to it. It was just, we did a Compound thing to do what TNA did, and now the story has run dry. They'll fight Sunday. Yay.
Well, that was never to do anything meaningful. It was just to copy TNA.
Exactly, and you remember that point I said about storytelling? There you go. I just enjoyed. There was another thing I wanted to point out. I enjoy the fact that the club did not get along with the Wyatt family at all. Like, even though they were heels.
Yeah.
And
that was
by matter of being heel, you get along with every other heel on the roster. They've gone away from that lately, and it really does make sense for the club, because if you have any knowledge on how the club has always operated over in Japan and here now, It is the club versus everybody, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're not the club, you're getting destroyed. So I'm happy about that. That was fun.
Well, and on top of that, the Wyatts are not ones to make friends with anybody.
Yeah, they didn't even want to. They were just like, you do you, and we'll
Uh,
tag you in way too hard.
I think one of the best moments of the match was when Big Cass and uh, Big Tits McFuck his nuts, whatever his name is.
What?
You know who I'm talking about.
Braun
Braun.
Strowman,
Thank you.
big fuck is nuts. Okay, go ahead.
He's got weird nicknames.
I,
Uh,
yeah,
the,
thank
the
you,
best
Zent.
moment, the best moment was when those two actually stood off from one another finally, and Big Cass was actually bigger than the dude.
Yeah, that was funny. And here's this is where knowing some behind the scenes stuff kind of bugs me. But I saw that moment. I'm just like, oh, this is Vince's fantasy right here. Two
Yep.
big guys just staring each other down. And as soon as I realized that, I'm like, okay, I'm out of it. I'm out of the moment. But whatever. That's fine.
Well, and Braun is supposed to be the next wrecking machine, but then there's Big Cass who can talk and move and do everything Braun can't.
Yeah, and wear a suit and sing and a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other stuff.
Braun's future just ended tonight.
It's pretty close, yeah. I think Braun needs to go the Kane route and get a mask. Probably be the way to go. Anyway, was there anything else you guys want to talk about on the show? Sorry I have to cut this one kind of short, especially because it's our first one. But
For a second, I was hoping Natty was joining Charlotte and Dana.
oh yeah.
That would have been cool.
Why did you want to see that? Was there any kind of?
There was something on Natty's face that just told me, oh my god, this would be great if those three women were together.
And it would be good in a sense, but I guess the Charlotte and Natalia feud lasted for so long. I think it's still better just to not be together for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right. She just had that look like, I wanted it.
Yeah, I guess the point of tonight for the women was just to prove that, Sasha, you can't have Becky because she's in a thing. I mean, that's all I got from it. So, okay, it's not going to be Becky Lynch on Sunday.
I didn't pay attention to the match at all, so I really don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
you were cooking or something, I remember. I think it's probably going to be Paige or someone like that, and it's not going to be Bailey, which would be really fun, but, I think it's probably going to be Paige. What do y'all think?
Most
Bailey
likely.
Bailey wouldn't do anything for people who watch the main roster.
Yeah, I think so too.
Makes sense.
Well, I think Bailey would in a sense because she is like these NXT people are not just total no names. Where is Battleground, by the way? Do you know the location? I don't.
I think it's in DC.
In Washington D.C. They're fairly smarky. Like they would know her. It just wouldn't be just overwhelming. But I think Paige probably gets a bigger pop. But it's also like you want to keep it as someone that's not going to outshine Sasha. And I'm not saying Bailey would, but there is a potential for that because with the right crowd, it could.
My only other comment is I want a Jericho team.
Aren't they like enemies now that he wore his scarf
Not tonight, apparently.
and ate catering and gave him a Jolly Rancher as payment? God, that was great.
That is hysterical.
Have you not seen that?
No, I did not see that.
It was on SmackDown. It's probably on the YouTube page for WWE where Jericho was looking for a scarf and KO was sitting on one of the boxes backstage with the scarf on, eating something, and so Jericho just immediately gets pissed off and KO's just like, calm down, I'm thinking about buying my wife one, I wanted to try it out. So basically Jericho demands like payment for wearing it, because there's like a food stain or something for like cleaning. So KO like pulls out a pocket full of pennies or something and just gives them to him, and Jericho's like, "You got to give me more than this." And so then he reaches back in his pocket, gives him a Green Jolly Rancher.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
It's pretty good. And then Jericho, as KO's walking away, mutters, "Stupid idiot." And then KO's down the hall and says, "I heard that."
All right, guys, let's end this.
It was great. Okay, so what did y'all think overall of the show? I'm not saying like to grade it, but did you think it was a good show, bad show, in between?
Bad job leading into tomorrow for sure.
I thought it was like at the start of the show, I was really excited and pumped up for it, and then they had that first segment, which was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay, where they revealed Daniel Bryan and Foley, and then they had the Cesaro, Jericho, Zayn, Owens match. That was fun. And then they went into the 12-man tag team. That was fun, but after that, it just dropped off a cliff.
Agreed.
Yeah. Drew?
Agreed.
Okay. Well, we will be back with you tomorrow night for the WWE draft on SmackDown. Whoever wants to jump on here and review it. Thanks for being with us. We're still working on the site, getting it back up. We hope to have it up this week. You can find us once it is up at www.thesmarkcity.com. I've got our social media stuff linked in the description below on the YouTube page. Basically, The Smark City. Search that, you'll find us. Thanks for being with us. We hope to.
No.
What?
Nothing.
The fuck are you?